All right, so today is the big day. Claudia and Michael are coming to see the trunk, and I thought we would discuss our project. You know that I got the trunk. Michael had it in their garage for a while, and I said, hey, maybe I can do something with it, right? And then the first thing we had to do is just strip it down completely. Even the leather, which I wasn't even sure was leather at first. I mean, it was so hard after so many years, right? And then we had to take off those rivets. That was really tough. That was how to get them off. And then we had to clean up all the fixtures that had so much rust. And then we had to put some primer on the fixtures, and then we had to get rust off some fixtures that were already on. And so we used some. All right, so now I want to show you how I strip the leather. This leather actually looks relatively good from other portions that I've worked on. You can see it was so hard when I first got the chest that I thought it was metal. And it has had different coatings on it. I mentioned black spray paint. Maybe that was inaccurate, but it certainly has had all kinds of stains and maybe even green paint at one time. What is more, I think with these tiny tacks here, they have rusted over time, and some of that rust has leached into the leather. Here you get a really good idea of how hard this leather is. Whoops, right there. So at any rate, let's put this stripper on, and we're going to leave it on for about 15 minutes, and there are probably lovers of leather, and I completely understand who are grimacing right now. Maybe even have to turn the video off, but remember, at least twice, this chest almost wound up in the dumpster, and it's just time to take action and see if we can revive her a little bit. So I'm just going to simply put this on, and we're also going to take care of these fixtures at the same time. So lots of rust. You can see right there. Now this has been in vinegar, a tub of vinegar, for about 24 hours. And I'm going to, and you can see that it's cleaning up very nicely. This is the product right here. And let's start applying it. I just use pretty much a disposable brush here. We're just going to wipe it on. It's like a gel. I thought that this was a good strip of metal to give you an idea of how it works. I'm just going to glob it on there. And I'll be doing all the exposed rivets, and even those that are going to be underneath the internal lining. We're going to make it all very nice because we want it to be fresh and clean at the end of the project, like I said. All right, so I wiped down our little mini project here, but I had the camera in the wrong direction. So I'm just going to show it to you. I think you can see that. I think it came up rather nicely. I mean, beautifully, actually. This has been a very valuable find for me, this product. Now, I can show you, I did some rivets, which I think you can see right here. You can see it taking effect and the rust coming off after 15 minutes. You're supposed to wipe everything down, actually run it under cold water if you can, so I'm wiping it down with cold water. Okay, very good. See you in the right? Yeah. And then we had to take off those rivets. That was really tough. That was a lot of anxiety for me because I couldn't figure out for a while how to get them off. And then, so now we're going to remove a rivet. And this is what inspired me to make the video in the first place, because it was such an obstacle. And I mentioned in my intro how other YouTubers have done it with certain putty knives that they would put underneath the rivet and create enough of a gap that they could go in with a nail clipper and work it out. I could not create that much of a gap. It was just such an arduous task. then I remembered that I had this tool, and it's a crazy thing. Why the heck would I have this multifunctional tool? It's because 20 years ago I did some tile work in my bathroom, and in the back of my mind, I always had this vague recollection that I had a bag with this tool in the garage, and then it occurred to me, somehow it occurred to me, could I use that? And I bought this carbide blade and managed to take the nub of the rivet off so that I could extract from the other side the rivet itself. And so let's give it a try here. Here's the nub. It's going to be a little bit loud. Get my little tool. Actually, I can probably use this here. Hopefully, you might have to. Sometimes you just have to go out a little bit more. Nope, there it is. The washer is off, folks, and that is a beautiful sound. And then I just basically, I don't have my. I'll use this to knock this out. And out she comes. And then from the other side, I can remove this rivet. I keep calling it up. And this is So I'm sanding down the bottom of the trunk. I think that they painted over rust. And the trunk has always had this sort of mustiness to it. And it's definitely that rust. I've actually sanded down and stripped it twice now. And now I put on oxalic acid, which I bought. I'm hoping that it'll get rid of some of the stains and also the majority of the rust on the bottom, in an effort to make it fresher. And then I'm going to leather was actually damaged, and that's when I was starting to feel overwhelmed. So I called my friend, who's you, to help me, right? Yeah. And we used. Do you remember the name of what we used? Mod Podge. Mod Podge. We used Mod Podge to help get that leather all firmed up in the back, and then we were able to fix it again. And we also had to replace the back of the top of the trunk because it had just decayed so much with so many tacks over the years being put into it. Right? So this is the back of the trunk top, and this is the leather that goes around the corner, and you can see it's fractured in some areas. It's sort of eroded away in some areas, usually because so many tacks have been put in, and that's stressed it over time. So what I want to do is I want to support underneath this leather strip so that in the portion that we're going to see, I can apply leather filler. Leather filler has been ordered on the internet and should be arriving this week. Now this is Mod Podge. It smells like glue. It looks like glue, but it's not glue. And YouTubers who have used it make a very distinct point about that. What you do is you put the Mod Podge on the surface of the material that you're working with, and then whatever it is you want to put on that top, whether it's a painting or picture or a decal, and then you put Mod Podge over it, and you get this nice fixed product and a shellac surface. And this is an example of what I did with cheesecloth. I happen to have it in the kitchen And this is what I'm after. I'm after something that's flexible and that's going to support the back of this leather. So let's do it. I got my helper Sakura here. And this is nothing that's toxic. It's not going to hurt anybody's fingertips, right?
Right.
All right, which is good news. I'm going to put some in there. And we're just going to make our move, right, Sakura?
Yeah.
Just got to try to see what we can accomplish. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to stick it in here, and it doesn't even have to be perfect because it's just going to give me the support backing, and we will be able to slide it around a little bit once it's on the Mod Podge. All right. When I was a kid, I had a little sailboat, and we did something called fiberglassing, which was very much like this. So it had a glass type of fiber fabric, and then we would put this cover over it. You're doing a really good job holding that, Sakura. And what we're going to do is we're going to get some more Mod Podge here. And we're going to put it over, baby. There we go. There we go. There we go. And we'll let it. And this is the idea. It's mostly in the middle that I'm concerned with, where we had the fractures and the erosion away. None of this is going to be seen. And then we can apply wood leather filler on the other side, and it'll have a surface to adhere to, like right here particularly. And what I'm going to have to do is just put on a lot more of this so that, there we go. You can let go of it. Now, I think we're going to achieve what we want there. I think this is going to work, Sakura. This is exciting.
Yeah.
It's gonna hopefully make it nice and fresh. And here is the, if I can find it, the panel that was there. I had to glue it back together right here. I'm gonna ask my neighbor who owns the trunk to make me another panel. Keep this one so I have a template exactly where to put the screw holes. And here you can see some of this leather fabric. This entire chest had been covered in a nice thin leather fabric. I imagine when it was first produced, it was quite a nice trunk. Hinges, and these have been placed in vinegar overnight on 3 nights, but it's a moist environment here, and I guess the nature of the metal, it just gets overcome. It oxidizes a little bit. It did what the Rust-Oleum people said it would do, no more rust. And then I bought this again. This was on the internet, and I can't remember offhand, but I'll list all of this in the video at the end for you, all these products. I wanted sort of an antique brass, and I think this is going to work very nice. of the chest, there's been a repair. It looks like that this strip here took quite a banging at some point, which is not unexpected. It's the front of the chest. And I guess it fractured and was repaired with a piece of wood being placed here. And a screw here and a screw here, which is not symmetrical with the rest of the front. And what I decided to do is I screwed these screws in beneath the surface. I'll putty over some plastic wood, and then right here, in order to be consistent with this fixture, I'm going to place one of the tacks. And hopefully after I sand and I stain, nobody will be the wiser. Okay, so Sakura and I here, we're going to try to mix up some olive dye, right?
Olive dye. Okay.
So first we're going to use yellow, and then we're going to add blue to try to make olive. Now when I mix this up, am I going to have to add a lot of blue to make olive, or just a little bit of blue?
A little bit.
A little bit of blue, that's right, a little bit. So that goes in like that. I hope we didn't have some crazy chemical reaction down there. Hope not. We just got to take action, right, Sakura?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to use half of that. So we'll have half left over. And then, now we've got some blue dye. And I happen to have these droppers. Because it's amazing. I did some experimenting, and it's amazing how quickly the dye color will change. We're going to do 2 drops, okay?
Okay.
1. Let's just do 1, because you're gonna be amazed. Okay, so let's give that. Be careful not to get any on your clothes, and let's try a little bit right there. Dip it in. That's not bad, huh?
Oh. Do I paint it now?
Yeah.
That's pretty.
It's looking a little yellow. Let's put in a little bit more blue. All right, there's a little bit more blue. I'm just gonna put that right here. And we're gonna mix it up. And we'll use this so we don't absorb so much of the dye into that. Let's see what this one looks like. Put it right there. All yours. Okay, you see, now it's getting a little bit more. How does that look? It's still looking a little bit light green. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is when you can't get overzealous. Like if you want something to be sweeter, you still got to take it slow. We'll just do one more drop. And I bet you that does the trick right there.
You still see the blue.
Yeah.
How are you going to get the blue off?
Well, no, that's different. That's a different blue when I was painting. Let's take a look at this one. See, now it's more olive. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's looking like a pretty good olive, actually. Maybe still a little yellow. Still a little yellow comes through, Sakura. Let's try one more blue. One more drop of blue. Whoa, I almost got overzealous there. Almost got impatient and wanted to give more blue. So you can add red to it also. Yeah, give that a try and put it, let's give it right there. That's good. Let's put it on that white right there. See what it looks like on here. Right there. That's looking good. Do you like that?
Yeah.
I like that. All right, now let's try it on the leather. Now over here, Sakura, I tried to fill in this leather here with leather filler. And it doesn't look great, but this is really old. And we're just gonna have to see how it looks on the leather. Are you ready? You think you can apply it? Let's go. Can you stand over here?
Yep.
And what, you're right-handed? Yep. Okay, can you see if you can apply it right there?
Yeah.
Take it easy, easy, easy. There you go. Sakura, I think this is gonna work.
That is pretty.
Sakura, high five.
Pretty. great.
I think it's good. Yeah, thank you. All right, so when this is dried and it's looking a little bit yellowish greeny, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to add a little bit more blue. And we can also add red, and who knows, we might, because I'm feeling more courageous as I go on. Should I give one more blue? Let's give one more blue.
Yeah.
All right, one more blue. There we go. So right now we've got about 5 blues in there, I think, 5 or 6 drops of blue. And this is going to change it. All right, let's see. I'll put it on for the sake of time here.
Put it over here.
Well, let's see. I'm going to add it to this one.
That looks really like an olive color.
And if it's darker, I'll probably go over the imitation leather brown.
We're going to do it over here.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do over there. I'm really going to go nuts. You're not going to believe what's going to happen in a minute. Okay, let's see. That's looking better. That's looking better. But I'll tell you what's really going to... I think this is going to be... We're going to add 1 drop of red.
That does not look like red.
This is red. And we're going to add 1 drop.
Why did you get the drops thing for me?
Of red. Maybe 2. 2 drops of red. Okay? All right, let's mix this guy up. This is... Our creative juices are flowing, Sakura. This one looks like the olive I want. See? That gave it that richness, that little bit of red. I think we are about much better than that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
It's much more olive color.
Yeah.
That's my dad's olive.
That's what your dad likes?
That's
Okay. So we lost a leather corner. It just snapped off, but it gave us an opportunity to show better illustrated what we do with our Mod Podge and the wax paper that I have. And so I did the same procedure where I put it on with the Mod Podge on this side, and it stiffened up nicely, nice and solid here. Now Sakura's going to put on this leather filler, and let's see. We want you to be in a position where you're comfortable. You can hold it with this hand and then fill it in. There you go. Nice. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. There you go. Right. There you go. I'll hold this for you. You can dip it back in. Yep. There you go. You can take it out. You put a little bit more back on there. Just a little bit more along this edge here. That's a good job. That's a good job. And I'll take it, and what we can do is actually just smooth it out with our finger a little bit. There we go. We're just going to leave it like that for now. We're going to let this dry. You can use a hairdryer to dry it. I just leave it out. And then we can smooth it out later. All right, good job. So this is, I chose a rather thick stain. And this is the one I chose. This wood is actually not meant to be stained. This was all covered with leather, and you can see bits of the leather underneath these strips. It was all covered with leather. It's not necessarily attractive wood. It served the purpose of making a box. So we're going to have to maintain a rustic feel. That's the most we can hope to do, but it also keeps it the character of the box, which is not a brand new box from IKEA, right? It's a box that's been around for over 100 years. So this is the stain I chose. And I'm just going to put this on here to give you an idea.
That's pretty.
Thank you. And I think it'll cover up the variables in the wood, which doesn't have a nice even grain. It has some stains and some rusting, but I think it'll do the job. Okay. With the body, I sanded it. A lot of dedication. I mean, there's a lot of sanding. And then I did, because I had it, I put the conditioner on it, then I sanded it again. And then I stained it, and then I sanded it. No, I stained it and then I stained it again. And then I put on a water-based polyurethane, and then sanded it. Each step of this project, I've had a little bit more stress. Yeah, well, I should say every step has brought its own little anxiety. And that's okay.
That's the highest peak height.
This is one of the cats from the neighborhood who likes to come say hi to me sometimes, which is quite a compliment. Okay, we'll see you later, alligator. We'll see you later, alligator. Bye-bye. Okay, you rest. Yeah, this will be plenty. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
This will be awesome.
And I'm wondering, I know there's a way to cut these corners so it's easy.
How do you measure this on the
Okay, so we got that guy. Now let's get the fuzzy stuff. There we go. Coming out. Stay close to the cardboard. Stay close to the cardboard. Stay close to the cardboard. There we go. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna help you a bit, okay? Because this white side makes it. We need fuzzies on this side, and then it goes on top. All right, then it goes on top.
So much.
So,
4 pieces of fuzzy.
right.
They're like pulled out from each other. It's really like fuzzy.
I can feel it. I think. All right, hold on. Hold on. Are we doing it correctly, Sakura?
I think we need to flip that over afterwards.
That's correct. That is correct. You're
And then
with
do we need
me.
to spray some of this on that afterwards?
I think we will. Are you ready? Not too much, just a little bit. You got it?
And then we have
That's correct.
so much more fun. These
That's
are like
correct.
peeled off of each other. So I think we can maybe use this again.
Hold on.
What are we going to use with this?
We're making it extra luxurious. Hold on. Extra luxurious, right? Yeah! Because when we open up that lid, we want it to look like a pillow, sister. Right? Like a pillow.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we got the fuzzies.
So you can put fragile things in there and it won't break.
It'll
and
look
as
nice.
it goes up, it'll hit soft part, not hard part.
Okay, now we want to make sure that the fuzzies don't have any bumps. No bumps on the fuzzies. And all the G's are lined up, right?
Yep.
So listen, let's get those special scissors. What did I do with the special
I think they're in
scissors?
there.
Right? Are the G's lined up?
Yep.
The G's are lined up?
Yep.
They do look pretty good, right?
This is going to be on the bottom of the lid.
And I'm just going to make this more of a square, because I think it'll make the corners easier. And, okay. When you're doing projects, you throw things all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
You just do.
Take it. That's good. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let me help you out with it. There you go.
Pull it tight.
You want to be tight.
Just enough.
Nope, tight, tight, tight. Make it tighter.
Just goes away from me. There we go.
Here we go. Let's try it again. Might need more glue. Okay, let's do this. Watch. All right, you're right. I think you had it pretty well there. You actually had it pretty well there, and I didn't realize it.
Okay.
Ready? Pull it pretty tight. Ugh.
It just slips out of your finger.
I know. But this is going to be good. Like that. Ready? Pull it pretty tight. You got it?
I think I got it. That's perfect.
I think that's probably pretty good. Yep. Right? Pull it pretty tight. There you go.
Smoothing it out. And then stick.
All right. Now, we're at scissors. There we go.
This is really like a pillow under it.
I think it's,
At home,
We're gonna do
at
that.
my house, it's really soft.
and then that'll be, when they open it up, to open it like that. If I wanted to, I could use my multi-purpose tool and I could get rid of all those, but I really don't need to because this guy's gonna go in like this. right? Oh, does that look luxurious? And then this will go in
It really
like
does
this.
look like a pillow.
That's what we wanted. Yeah, we got plenty of luxurious in there. We'll put it like this, right? And you see how much space the pillow effect takes up. And then what we'll do is we're going to use this guy. And I got to tell you something. If you go to the actual store, right, even with the paints, to buy one of those little tester paints that I use to paint these guys, it is remarkably less expensive if you go to the store rather than order it online. So what we're going to do is we'll put these tacks in, like we'll put it like that. Only, see, we got them all the way down in there. You see? I hope we can get them go down far enough. There's always something, Sakura. Yeah, I think I can if I really press on it, but this is just to show you. And we'll figure out how we want to arrange them. Okay, good. So I did my best with the leather on the back. Do you see the leather on the back? And it didn't, I just couldn't get it all uniformly green, so I decided I just had to distress it, give it a distressed look. And I put these, I made all pilot holes and I put these tacks in. And, you know, it turned out okay. Before it was just sort of bright green. I decided to stress it more of a brownish on the leather. But this is where we put all the Mod Podge, okay? Each one has a pilot hole. All right, now remember I told you, my hands are all sticky, but remember I told you about the rivets?
Yeah.
And I got the rivets off and I was worried, how do I put everything back on? Well, I found, these are called Chicago screws, right? And so they kind of worked like a rivet. And so on something like this, I found the perfect width. You drill the hole, and then this side comes back in. Let me show you. Whoop, let me show you. So this guy comes back in, right? Like that. Now, with this piece of fixture, it's perfect, Sakura. But if I only have to attach this guy, I found that it was just a little bit too long. I couldn't get a tight fit. So what I figured out was I just put a washer on this end, and then I get a pretty tight fit, a very tight fit. Okay, are you following me?
Yeah.
And you can see an example of that right here. Nice tight fit to this guy. Now, this is called opposition. We want things to oppose so they're nice and tight. Oppose means they come together, right? So now we're going to have another circumstance where I'm going to have to oppose this guy to this, like that, right? That's a tough situation because it's virtually no space right there, right? So obviously this guy's not going to work, right? So I managed to find this guy. So this guy actually drills into, see how he goes right in? He opposes all the way, completely closes. And so what I'm going to be able to do then, and I just wanted to be able to show you, because this was a big issue for me. We don't want that way. We want to be, this was a big issue. So now I'm going to be able to take this guy like this, because it has to be flush here, because otherwise the chest is not going to be able to close. And then we're going to put this guy. Am I doing it, Sakura?
Yep.
Am I? Did I get it done?
Yeah. You got it in.
See? So this guy is going to be able to oppose all the way. There you go. You can do it. Do it all the way. You see that? And it's going to look a little different than the other ones like this, which I still have to paint. But at least it'll be symmetrical and it'll be completely opposed. All right, so that's where we are, Cat Gang. Thanks.
Welcome.
Hi.
Can't wait.
Hi, I'm Sailing.
How are you?
Good. Yeah, nice to meet you both.
Wow.
Look, oh my gosh, that looks nothing like it did.
Thank
It
you.
is so beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
Wow.
Okay. All right, you ready?
That's so cute. Oh, that's a.
There's a car.
Oh, there is a car. You're right, Sakura. No, I had no idea it would look like this.
All right.
It's just gorgeous.
So what did we say? Happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
So sweet.
I'm cinematography. Okay, good. I'm a Monty, director of